Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to be able to talk honestly and openly about teaching without having to worry about losing our jobs. So we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd like to do a big shout out to a lot of our Patreon patrons out there who help support us and keep us running. Right now, you can join up through Patreon through Spotify and listen to our new extra exclusive Spotify content through there, as long as you're a patron of the podcast. Or you can go to Patreon and sign up for as little as $5 a month. And not only do you get extra episodes, exclusive episodes, interviews with the host, the special Facebook group, you get your name right at the beginning of the podcast. So here we go. A big shout out to all of our beautiful podcasters or patrons. Let's start with William P., Justin M., Jessica C., Inga, Kaylee, Terry J., Tracy B., Miss Wonder Stats, Quentin P., Ekabesk, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S., Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady, Helena C., Aaron B., Stephanie S., Texas Teacher Kristen, James Nally J., Samantha D., Lisa C., Rachel, Jen Genie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly K., Jessica A., Swivel Ev Owners, Amanda F., Ariana L., Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M., Aldrich T., La Scorpianita, Britt M., Teresa H., Biker Teach, Christina B., Jason F., Abby B., Sarah B., Regina N., Josie S., Sam B., Mary E., Kristen W., Vanessa J., Mary C., RJR, Kristen C., Johanna H., Irma A., Nimi, and Sarah, and thank you guys so much. Woohoo! All right, I'd also like to do a big shout out to our sponsor, Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, or you're just being forced to do a play that you never heard about, go to ludlambdramatics.com. They have some great posters and resources for the theater teacher, all stuff that's great for the classroom, that actually benefits you and will be great. All right, friends, I love every single one of you. I got some of our hosts back today, some we haven't heard from in months, and the school year's starting to go, so I hope it's going okay for you, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers, my friends. All right. Bunny, would you mind ballsing us in?
Balls, 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 balls. Balls, 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 balls,
balls,
balls, balls.
Oh, this is wonderful.
It's a medley.
Oh, well, this is great. Welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Before we go any further, I'm really excited because I got tickets to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra next month. And they're screening Amadeus, but they're going to have the Dallas Symphony Orchestra score it completely live.
Shut up.
Miss Sparkles, it's going to be amazing. They're doing it that weekend of September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Miss Sparkles and I, like, before pandemic, went and watched them do that Jurassic Park. They put Jurassic Park on the screen, and they had the Dallas Symphony score the whole John Williams thing, which was pretty great.
It was
but
so good.
I can't wait to see them do Amadeus. Number one, it's one of my favorite movies. And then having, it's all like the Mozart's greatest hits. It's amazing.
Oh, shit, I gotta look that up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, you can maybe come up to come up to Dallas and come see it. It will be amazing.
That might be worth the trip.
It could be. The tickets weren't expensive either. I got like second row. Anyway, welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink. I am Elvis, your host, and today with me I have Miss Mama Chicken.
Hey, how's it going?
Also with us today, we have Mr. Count Chocolate.
The countdown has ended, and I'm back at work.
Womp, womp, womp. And joining us today, we also have Miss Sparkles.
Hey, y'all!
And last but not least, we also have Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis. Hey, folks.
Hey, everyone. And there's something I just forgot we haven't told the listeners. I even got permission, and I just got so sidetracked because this summer's been a clusterfuck for me, that we are expecting a baby Sparkles soon.
Yay!
Yay! There is a sparkly little bun in the oven. And
there is a sparkly little bun in the oven. And Mr. Sparkles and I are very excited.
Do we have a nickname for it? Like we have the chocolate drops, we have the foo-foo. Is this like the sparklet? The sparkler?
I don't know. We haven't thought of. So I've just been calling the baby Sparkles.
Baby Sparkles
but we got to come up with
works.
something better.
I'm putting my official hat in the ring to make it the Semen Demon. I think that's what's
We
going to
are
do.
not
my God.
calling
Absolutely
my
not,
baby
Elvis.
even dear.
Elvis.
Absolutely
Why?
not.
That's even out there for me.
No, sir.
I mean, Shirley's got the crotch goblins. Why can't she have her
Oh,
semen
that is
demons?
true. That is
Because
true.
I am sparkly. It has to be something sparkly.
And crotch goblins doesn't involve any mention of bodily fluids.
Maybe I was
Yeah.
thinking like a wayfarer, like a
What do they
man
call
on
it
a
when
merchant ship.
fireworks go like
Elvis,
wrong?
we know you
Like
too well to
sparklers
think
get
you
out
were
of
thinking of a
control.
wayfarer.
All right, folks. Well, I'm glad you guys are here and I'm glad people are listening. We are actually getting really, really close to our 200th episode coming up soon. We got about a month or so, maybe 2 months. It depends on how many episodes we release between now and then. So we're going to have to work on some kind of gathering or something. So start brainstorming, my friends. But it's back to school time. And I have to say, first off, in July, I had the gut punch in the stomach when I saw all like the back to school crap up, like grocery stores and Walmart putting those little fake school bus looking displays out. And then I think I was all alleviated because like last week they took all that down before school was even begun and they started putting up Halloween things. And that made me happy again. I was like, okay. And for me personally, some of my schools have started back, but I don't really even start full-time work again until after Labor Day. So I've got like time. I'm painting my house while my kids are out. And I'm just doing all the kind of bitch work that I haven't wanted to do all summer, but I'm not like, okay, I'll do it now. But how are things going for you? What's Mama Chicken? What have you been up to the last month or two? What's your summer been like?
Oh, wow. I had made the decision at the end of the school year to pursue employment elsewhere. And so far, that has not really panned out. I had an interview I'm waiting to hear. My first teacher work day is Tuesday. I have not quit that job. It will be my job if I can't find something. So I'm kind of in limbo. So this summer's been a whole lot of distract Mama Chicken from sitting around and thinking about employment and applying to jobs. And I did have that one interview for a high school career coach, which I really want, but I don't know. So it's been okay. I don't know what to expect in the next week or so. My classroom is in boxes. Kids come in a week. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well, hands to you. And if you're ever looking at jumping, we had our friend, she's done an episode with us called So You Want to Leave Teaching, and her company is the Texas Career Coach. Or not the Texas Career Coach, Teacher Career Coach.
Yeah, I belong to
And,
her email. Yeah.
We even have the link if you look in the info for the podcast, or you can click on it and they like say thank you to us when you join up if you do. And they have some really, really great resources for anyone wanting to check it out. It's not a guaranteed thing, but it helps you get on the path, opens your eyes a little bit.
I will say, like, I'm on part of her email list, and like she does have some great advice and like encouragement too, because it does feel kind of scary. So I'm excited. It's an exciting change, but it's also.
Yeah, I 100% get that. Miss Bunny, how have you been? It's been a week or two. What are you and the Bunny been doing? You and the Foo-Foo's been doing to, get ready for school starting up?
Well, we have been, Fufu has been going back to daycare, and I have been going back to teacher in service and workday stuff, and trying to also get my classroom out of boxes. I changed campuses at the end of last year.
Oh, good.
And so far it has been a very, very, very good change. I am so much more like happy and energized than I have been at this time in the last couple of years. 2 years ago, we were talking about it before the podcast, I was approximately 8 million months pregnant with the Fufu at this time, and I hated everyone and everything. So this is definitely an improvement over that.
It sounds like it.
But yeah, the room looks good. I'll send a picture to the group chat, but I think it's going to be good.
I bet it will be. And also, Mr. Count Chocolate, you've been back at school almost since the last time we did a big recording. That was almost a month ago.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Hey, it's been about a month. We're back in full swing, so everyone's back on campus. It's going really well. Admin is extremely supportive. I've said this before, that I think I have the most supportive admin that I've ever had in my 19-year career.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Years. And then for myself, I have found my way to the gym every day at school. I've adjusted my meds, and I've cut out some alcohol, and I'm feeling better than I have in a very long time. So,
oh, good.
2 thumbs up for the chocolate one over here. We're doing all right.
Nice. And of course, Miss Sparkles, let's go ahead and get into it.
But besides finding out I'm having a baby, I was let go from my position in HISD. The department I was in was completely dismantled by Mr. Miles, the non-certified new superintendent selected by TEA. And so that meant I'm scrambling to find a job. So
hold on, not to interrupt you, but just for anyone who doesn't know, the Houston Independent School District, which I believe is the second or third largest district in the state of Texas, which is a huge
It's the largest
state.
In the state of Texas, actually.
A lot of the people in government, not even just TA, decided they wanted to take over the Houston Independent School District because they didn't like how it was being run. And so they brought in this man, Mr. Miles, who doesn't have experience or really anything. And if you've looked at any of the newspapers or followed this, he's made such great decisions as removing a lot of the libraries from schools to turn them into discipline centers, and also letting go our dear Miss Sparkles. It is a shit show of what they are doing to Houston ISD right now. But Miss Sparkles, please take over. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no, you're good. No, it is absolutely a shit show. Yes, the libraries he got rid of were, of course, in the schools that were struggling the most. So probably the schools that need the libraries the most. Well, now they don't have them. Anyway, so my entire department, which was a technology department, HIC had 2, but the technology department I was in was completely dismantled. So we're all scrambling to find jobs. And on what was considered my last day of work, my former boss, texted a bunch of us and said, "Hey, if you guys are still looking, this position in the district is still open. It means that you guys would get to keep, your benefits. You wouldn't lose a paycheck or anything like that." So I was like, look, I'm expecting a baby. I gotta apply. So I apply. Literally that night at 6:15, I get an email saying I'm being offered the position. I did not interview. Like nothing. They just need somebody in there. And I was like, okay. So I clicked the accept recommendation button. And it said, you're going to get a message from compensation and that'll get all worked out. And then we'll tell you when to show up to work. Nobody ever contacted me after that. I didn't hear from anyone. I was like, damn, did I get ghosted? Like what? I completely heard nothing, zip, zero, zilch, until I applied for unemployment. I applied for unemployment thinking, okay, I don't have a job in HIC anymore, but I had accepted a position somewhere else. It just didn't start for a couple of weeks. So I was like, I get unemployment. And that's when I get another call from my old boss. And she's like, why did you apply for unemployment? I was like, I don't have a job. Nobody, she's like, nobody told you where to show up to work? And I was like, no, nobody told me. And thus began like a full day of trying to figure out why no one told me when to come back to work.
Oh, wow.
And it turns out they just forgot to put me on the email. So now I'm back at work.
Oh, good.
Yes, but now nobody knows really what my job is. Like we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing yet. It's a cluster. It's a cluster.
Did they give you a title at least or anything? Like you are...
Yeah, I'm like a coordinator 1 of some mysterious something or other.
Oh.
Yeah. Nobody knows what that means. So I also still don't know what my salary is. Don't know that. Yeah. But I interviewed for a job on Friday. So here's hoping I get that and I can get out of this shit show.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry you're going through that. And I'm glad you have a job and I'm glad you have benefits. And I hope you'll just be one of those people who is on the payroll, but you don't actually have to work and through one of those like little loopholes. Like what was the woman who worked for one tech company for 3 years and then she was an idiot and went online and was like, hey, guess what? They haven't paid me for 3 years. And so they quit paying her. You could do that. Just get those money, enjoy the baby and the benefits and all that. And You and Mr. Sparkles can go and raise your little semen demon. It'll be amazing.
Honestly, I feel like if I had not applied for unemployment, they probably still wouldn't know that I wasn't showing up to work.
Oh, well, as long as the checks keep coming in, as a system that has ripped off so many teachers and made their lives hell, I think as long as you're not doing anything illegal, if that's them dropping the ball, I think that's okay. I mean, maybe not okay. Maybe it's a blurry gray area. I would support you and understand you through that. That's what I mean. Well, friends, I want to talk about some back to school stuff. And the one that I want to bring up to, I don't know how many of you guys have heard about this, comes out of Lexington, Kentucky. This is from AP News, and the title is New School Bus Routes a Disaster, Kentucky Superintendent Admits. Last kids didn't get home till 10 p.m. In Louisville, Kentucky, Kentucky's largest school system canceled the second and third day of classes after a disastrous overhaul of the transportation system that left some children on buses until just before 10 p.m. on opening day. You know, because that first day of school, you need to get a good night's sleep. Oh, man, I can't imagine having elementary school kids who are so burned out, like a kindergartner or first grader on the bus and not getting home till 10. Oh, kids never want to go to school again. Anyway, back to the story. Jefferson County Public School Superintendent Marty Superintendent Marty Polio called it a transportation disaster Thursday morning. Polio apologized to the district's 96,000 students along with their families, bus drivers, and the school officials who had to stay with students for hours as they waited on buses to arrive. He called the decision to close schools on Thursday and Friday the most difficult of his career, but said it was necessary. District officials will spend the 4 days before Monday reviewing the routes and having drivers practice them, he said. The district that encompasses Louisville has 65,000 bus riders, according to its website. The disaster came after major changes to the bus routes and school start times meant this year. I'm going to start that again. The disaster came after major changes to school bus routes and school start times this year meant to alleviate a bus driver shortage. The district spent $199,000 to hire the Alpha Route engineering firm to create a plan that would cut the number of bus routes and stops. And pushing for the changes, Polio said the district simply could not keep up with its current routes because of the driver shortage. Even after increasing pay and cutting routes, the district did not have enough drivers, and students continued to get to school late and leave school late all year long. The district opened an online comment form for the new bus routes on July 24th and received thousands of complaints from parents concerned their children were having to walk too far to catch the bus and that bus stops were at busy, unsafe intersections. District spokesperson Mark Herbert told the paper last week they were continuing to review the parent request. Latasha Gomez told the paper last week that the bus for her two elementary school children was scheduled to pick them up at 6 a.m. for a 7:40 school start. The bus stop is also a half mile from their home, and there are no sidewalks. Gomez called the district's transportation department but was told nothing can be changed. Kentucky law allows bus stops for elementary schools to be up to half a mile away, while middle school and high school students might have to walk up to 1 mile to get to their bus stop. And I'm just going to stop the article right here. There is so much wrong with this. Number one, the reason you have a bus shortage, or a shortage of drivers, is because you're not paying them enough to make it worth it. Bus driving is not a full-time job. Usually it's part-time, and it's a couple hours in the morning and a couple hours in the evening. And so if you're only paying someone the bare minimum, they're not going to